Alright, what is up, guys? I wanted to quickly go over some things. I'm about 12 hours into Terraria this far, and really liking the new update. I think that the Master Mode is going to be a lot of fun. I've yet to play that, but the Journey Mode is a pretty good start to everything in the .14 update. So what I wanted to do is just quickly go over the 5 things that I think are the best additions to the newest update, as well as the journey mode in general, so that you can get through them on day one. Obviously, I'm only about 12 hours in, so haven't gotten too far, but have gotten a pretty good ground and pretty easy way to see everything. So I want to quickly show off some stuff that that is new and might help you out starting out on this game. So number 5 is going to be the Bestiary. It's not that big of a difference, but it's pretty helpful. Rather than having to go back and forth from the wiki page, you can come on here. You can filter by the different biomes for everything, but it basically shows all the enemies and NPCs that are in the game, and then you can see stuff like, let's see here, you can see stuff like their loot tables. So after you kill them, you're able to see what they would drop in the future. Let's see here. Alright, there we go. So after you kill, I think it must just be after you kill one of them, or maybe a couple of them, you're able to see the loot tables. But you can see here exactly what they could potentially drop and the statistical chance that that it would drop it. So pretty cool addition. One of the other things I also put at number 5 that I have never seen before, and I don't know if that's just because I have a absolute plethora of torches now in this mode, or if it's just something I'd never done before, but when placing the torches now, it's able to do it only when you hit control. It's able to do it only where there is no light. So as you're going through a tunnel, it's going to start placing them everywhere that you are able to reach, but only far enough to where you don't have lighting. It works a little bit better when you start going through, and let's see if I can get it to lock onto another tunnel here. There you go. So right now you can see my cursor's off to the left side, not even in here, or off to the right side, and it's still just going to be placing torches wherever it's able to. There's one up in that cave there. I guess maybe if you do it on the wallpaper like that, it starts putting them everywhere. But pretty cool. Like I said, I don't know if that was in the last game or if that's just in the 1.4, but I'm using the white torches because obviously we've got a lot of them. I'm going to go over how that's possible in the first step. So number 4 is going to be the block replacement tool. So this is a new thing that they've added, where instead of having to dig up a block and then put your next one down, you're able to just basically lay it down, and it replaces without moving anything. So you can put it under the torches here. You can, I assume, put it under any of the machines you want. Yep. So rather than having to dig stuff up and put it back down, it's very easy to be able to build. Pretty cool, easy tool. Number 3. Number 3 is going to be this menu over here. So I'm going to go with the weather first, because I think that the enemy tool is a little bit easier, but the weather is very nice. Being able to change things. This obviously helps if you're trying to get a certain enemy to spawn or to catch a certain fish. You can add the wind. You can change the time of day. You can freeze time. You can turn up how quickly it changes. So you can see here the daytime up there is really starting to move. Go back to normal. So this would really help when fighting bosses, if you have to spawn somebody at nighttime, or if you're doing like the Halloween or the Santa challenge and you only have a certain 12-hour period to do it. It's a big deal. Number 2, that's going to be the enemies. So first and foremost is the God mode. The God mode is pretty awesome, obviously for fighting bosses, or if you're doing something that is a little bit more difficult, starting out, you can turn on God mode. Obviously it's a little bit of a cheat, but sometimes just you're starting out or going through and just trying to grind out a specific loot drop. maybe one of the keys for the dungeons or something. You turn this on, and then you'll crank up this, which is probably the coolest feature aside from number one in the game right now, is being able to turn up the enemy sliders, where you used to have to do the water candles or start up in a spawner and put a bunch of dark areas around. Now you can just turn this up, and as you see, the enemies just keep spawning, especially during like the pirate storms or the blood moons. I mean, this is just insane. And then obviously if you're going for, just building your base or looking for something specific, then doing this is pretty nice. And as you see here, I've got a new set of armor. This is a titanium armor. This has a similar thing to where the chlorophyte has that little guy above his head and it shoots everything. This is basically just a close range protective circle. You can still take damage, but it offers a little bit of hit points. I think it's like 5 hit points or something per attack. But nice little bonus that they added in this game. The kites, they've added a few kites. Got a couple new spawns. So really a lot of stuff. I think they have just over 5,000 items in the game now. But last and foremost, we're going to look at the Research and Duplicate tool, which I think is by far the biggest change to Terraria, one of the coolest additions that they've had. It really allows to do just about anything in the game, especially playing co-op. It's a big deal because being able to split the loot or being able to tackle different things, one person grab ores, one person grab blocks, one person go to the jungle, one go to the dungeon, and then being able to research and duplicate it. So when you get an item, depending on what it is, you're going to need a certain number of them to come in here and research it. As you see, I've done majority of the things that I've unlocked so far, but in the case of an ore, you'll need 100 ores. For these gels, you'll need 100. For something that is a wearable, like the rocket boots, you'll only need 1, or any type of weapon. Let's see if I've got something that I haven't done yet. Mini shark, I know I did that. So the mirror. So mirror, you only need 1 of them. Research it. Now it is going to disappear from your inventory, but that's because it's dropped into here. So this is everything that I have researched thus far. And again, some of them take 10, some take 25, some take 100, some take 400, some take only 1. So now, because we've researched the magic mirror, it's right here. You're able to take it out, pull it, use it the exact same way. Like I said, it's probably the coolest thing. It's close to creative mode, but it does involve putting in a little bit of work on the front end and being able to find that tool. But for multiplayer, it's very nice because I could go down and find this down in the dungeon, and normally I'd be the only one to be able to use it, but because of this, I'm able to give it to the other people that I'm playing with, which is pretty cool. It'll obviously make the game a little bit easier. There's a reason that 10 hours in, I'm able to get the titanium drill and the titanium repeater, full armor. Up here you can see I've got almost 800 titanium ingots. But it's a nice addition. I think it's probably the number one thing. A couple things that I found to be big game changers: the life crystals and the mana crystals. So finding these, you need 10 of them, and then you can make as many as you want. So you see here, it pulls out a stack of 99, stack of 99. That's obviously a really big deal, especially for multiplayer, because you only have to find 10, and then you get everybody on your team full mana and full health. Another thing that is, I cheesed pretty hard. You get 10. If you get 10 wooden crates, you're able to unlock the wooden crate for duplication, which, as you know, is basically just a bunch of ingot or a bunch of ores, a bunch of baits, potions, some coins. So that's a little bit of a cheese there, but it's a pretty cool addition. They made it part of the game, so why not? And then obviously once you have researched something, you don't have much of a need for it because you can pull as many stacks as you want. So I basically just throw everything away. Which also helps with the inventory. If you could literally go down into a area of the map, let's say the dungeon or jungle or something, and go through without anything in your inventory, and as you go, you know, just pull out your sword or your gun or your pickaxe, whatever you need down there. So you're able to go through the game not having to worry about dying or anything. The other big part of this is obviously the coins. So starting out, if you're able to get 100 copper coins, then congratulations, you have infinite coins. See here, able to just pull out as much as you want, add these up, eventually move up to silver, go through, move up to gold, go through, and then platinum. And at the end, you're able to pull out 1,000 platinum, which for those who have played the previous versions of Terraria is an absolutely insane amount. And as you'll see in my previous video, when we start to die at the beginning, you know, we're losing 500 platinum, and it's a pretty funny thing, because you go through and, you know, losing 1 platinum on a regular map is just insane, and you'd be freaking out to get back down there. So it's funny to see the deaths come through, and it's, you know, lost 1,000 platinum, lost 500 platinum. So that goes through everything. I hope you guys are able to get something from this, make it a little bit easier for you for your first day or two of this. You know, it's really not that difficult. I would just suggest going through the menu, working everything that they've got on here, and checking each feature out, and then you know, playing through the game and hopefully beating the Moon Lord. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy it, and we will see you next time.